candidates on the ballot, Kenya's Raila Amolo Odinga emerged as the front-runner in the first 2 rounds of voting. However, after 6 rounds, and in a spirit of Pan-African unity, he chose to step down.
A section of members of parliament in Kenya claims that Raila stepped down to avoid election postponement. After 7 rounds of voting for the African Union Commission, AUC chairmanship, Raila Odinga made the strategic decision to step down, preventing the need for a postponed election. His withdrawal allowed Djibouti's foreign minister, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, to secure the necessary votes and clinch the chairmanship. Despite initially leading in the early rounds, Odinga recognized that continuing the contest would result in a postponement of the election, so he chose to concede gracefully.
Recognizing that after 7 rounds without an outright winner, one securing at least 2/3 of the votes, the election was likely to be deferred, possibly to the next summit. This decision echoes the precedent set in 2012 when a similar election between Jinping and Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma had to be postponed from January to July due to the absence of a decisive outcome. As a true Pan-Africanist, Raila Odinga once again put the interest of the continent before personal ambition, demonstrating statesmanship and unwavering commitment to African unity and progress. As His Excellency Odinga affirmed during the prayer meeting on February 10, 2025, this election was never about individual victory, but about Africa's collective success, win or loss. We are all winners in pursuit of a stronger, more unified continent. And at this point also, I would like to thank all the people, we would like to thank all the people who supported this endeavor of His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga. To start with, we want to thank the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency President William Ruto, for the unwavering support his and his government gave to this contest of Honorable Odinga in the AU elections. And in this regard, again, we call upon all Kenyans to prepare to accord His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga a well-deserved, rousing welcome upon his return. His exemplary leadership and sacrifices in the service of Africa are a source of immense pride for our nation.
This is not the outcome that we had come for here in Addis. We were very hopeful for a win because we knew the kind of candidate that we had presented to Africa. We knew that Africa would have benefited immensely from Prime Minister Raila's experience, wisdom, and so many things that he is resolute about in his public life. However, we have come to accept that sometimes elections don't go the way that we had wished them to do. But as a country and as a leadership, we are extremely proud of the journey that he walked. He gave a great account of himself, and every patriotic Kenyan is extremely proud of our Prime Minister. We know that he gave it his best, only that others thought differently from what we had thought as a country, as a region, and those who saw his strength. We particularly appreciate all the countries that stood with us in this journey, those that believed in this shared vision of a prosperous and thriving Africa. We also, as true Democrats, appreciate those that saw it differently, and we believe in a united and a stronger Africa. We believe that the Prime Minister cannot be short of things to do, given his age-old experience and passion for a better Kenya. So we welcome him home with so much pride, exuberance. We urge all Kenyans to celebrate and grant him a rousing welcome as he returns back home.
We want to say we are very proud of His Excellency Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga for the effort he put and for coming on very strong for this position. Even though it didn't go in the way that we had intended, we are still very proud of Baba. And we know that Baba still has a lot to offer in Africa and beyond. And so we just say congratulations, Baba, and to all those who supported. I just want to say, thank you very much. We want to say thank you very much. There are many people who use their own resources to come all the way here. People came in buses, people came by air, people came by all means, people pulled cars together to come. We just want to say thank you, and Baba is extremely loved.
I do not think that the loss that Baba withdrew at the 6th round in any way affects the broad-based arrangement. And I foresee in Kenya the union between ODM, UDA, and other parties getting even stronger. And
Other than the AUC elections that took place inside the Nelson Mandela plenary, plenty more extended throughout the night. And this is about a dinner that was attended by President William Ruto and Raila Amolo Odinga. Let's listen in. More and more reaction in regards to the election for the chairperson and deputy chairperson of the Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, who gave his reaction and responses in regards to the outcome and the aftermath of the Africa Union Commission, and especially for the chairmanship bid.
I think as a country we should stand and hold our heads very high because as Kenya we are a ranking member of the African Union, a strong member of the African Union, and we have just gone through the electoral process. It was a democratic process where the heads of states were in accordance with the articles of Constitution of the AU were renewing the leadership. So they voted. It was a tight race, as you may have seen. The rules of procedure were followed, but the tally between Kenya and the leading candidate from Djibouti, it was very narrow, 22-26. And then, because of the rules of procedure now pull the candidate with the fewer votes out, then Djibouti took it in the final round. So by all standards, the Honorable Raila put up a very, very gallant fight for the AU leadership. But we now must respect the outcome. He himself conceded and respected the outcome. President Ruto on the floor of the House also conceded and said we respect the outcome, and they all affirmed to support the victor because the African continent is more important than any individual wishes or desires. So ladies and gentlemen of Kenya, who are my brothers and sisters, my message to you is that now this is behind us, let us look forward. And if I had an opportunity in my role as Minister for Foreign Affairs, any other Kenyan who will have been nominated or agreed at cabinet level and is vying for a seat, whether it is in the UN or whether it is in the AU itself or whether it is in any other international body, one of the mandates of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is to lend support to the Kenyan candidate once adopted as a Kenyan candidate. It's not about whether the candidate has won or not won. Okay? So we must move forward now and we must build the African Union.
What goes into lobbying for these kinds of seats? Is it a decision that's made on the floor of the House?
No, it's not a decision that is made on the floor. If you go back and you look at the procedure, notices were given, invitations were put on the table for countries to present names of their candidates, and then they had several months, almost a year, to lobby the different countries. And then the vote is basically the tail end of this process. They even go through interviews. They present resumes. They went through a public debate. Okay, so it's procedural. It's not.
Kenya did everything it could.
Oh yes. I mean, when you look at